Okay, let's see.
And look at that, we are live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Roddy talking all the way from the beautiful Stockholm, Sweden. Very much welcome to That Beautiful Life podcast. And it's episode 246. Can you believe it or not? I can. We've been away for some time. There's a reason for that. But the main thing or the beautiful thing here is that we're here now and you are here now. So, very much welcome. Let's get this party started, as you say, Nalu. Very much welcome. Hello. And of course, also, as always, my dear friend, all the way over in the beautiful Reading in the UK, Mr. Kudus Campbell. My friend, good to see you again. I didn't really know how to tackle that one, but it's good to see you. Really, I mean it. Uh,
It's good to see you as well. It's weird that we haven't like even because usually when we do a podcast, like we still talk. It's
yes,
weird not talking to you for like a week or two. It's like because
it's 2 weeks, I would say, more or less.
more or less. I
I
think
believe.
like our
Yeah.
messages were like, "Hey, can you do this today?" And I'm like, "Yeah, nah." Can't do today. I don't
Yeah.
know what you were probably thinking today when you messaged me. You're probably thinking, yeah, he's gonna say the same thing. Because even there's even like a side of me, like even with like I mentioned to you, like the whole plumbing thing. And there was a side of me. I said to Alex, I was like, the plumber's supposed to be coming here in like 30 minutes. Like, you think, I think should I just cancel? She's like, no, 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 you got a podcast, key, you got a podcast. I was like, you
Yeah.
sure you can handle this? Because that's my main thing as well. Is like leaving, like not that my missus is incapable of stuff, but just leaving certain things for her to handle. Sometimes it
Yeah, I
can be a bit
understand how you're
too
thinking.
much for
Yeah.
her to handle. Not that she can't. It's just I think I do a better job with some of these things. And
Yeah, the pipe talk and the bolts and
yeah,
the stuff and
the guy coming is
the
like, well, that's the thing. You turn the thing and
this is a 320 millimeters. I gotta have that. And then we're gonna make it 1 to 1, and we're gonna,
gonna
it's
have to charge you 50 quid for that. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you're like,
Really?
oh, no, that's not gonna happen. I can do that myself
I
for
can do
for
it
10
myself.
quid. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I've got a wrench in the cupboard. It's all good.
exactly. Oh man, yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, you have a plumber in your house apparently. I
Yes.
was like, wait, the time is late and everything, but good, he came over late apparently to fix what needs to be fixed.
Yes, he is
So
fixing a leaking pipe. So we've got a leaking pipe in the house. That is not the
yeah,
reason I have not podcast. That we haven't podcast for a while.
no, of course,
I think just to rip it off like a band-aid at the beginning of the episode. We, my side of the family, have had a loss. A very, very impactful loss, and um, and due to that, it is meant that I have not been able to podcast because or do much of anything really. Um, it has affected my entire family, mostly so my missus, and due to that, I have been on, I guess you could say, just sort of like support duty constantly, just making sure she's
yeah.
alright and everything's alright and so forth. I myself have been affected as well, but like I said to my missus, I'm kind of a stone sometimes, you just throw some water on me and I'll be alright.
Oh, yeah,
So yeah, but generally,
yeah,
I'm not gonna go into details about this particular thing, this particular moment in life. The one thing I can say, it is a part of life, and that part of life, we all have to pass that bridge at some point or the other, and I just had to pass it recently, and it was not pretty. But and I should say I had to pass it. We're still going through it, but
yeah.
at this point in time, I think I'm in a state where I can speak and chat with people and podcast and all that kind of stuff, and so here we are.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
So
Yeah, as you say also, Nalu, sorry to hear that and everything. I mean, I know about this, and again, I'm sorry. My heart goes to you and your family. You know that.
hmm
So yeah, with that said, but I'm happy. I'm so happy that you were able, because I wrote to you earlier this afternoon and I was very open. I'm like, how do you feel? You want to do
hmm
this now, or is it time? Or I mean, we can skip it if you want to, but you were
no,
on, and I was happy to hear that because I felt that good. Okay, we're a bit back on track in a small way, so to say. So
no, you've been gracious, bro. Like honestly, like through this whole time, like just from the moment, like when I called you and gave you the news, um, just the fact that you were so as I say, like so gracious, it felt good, it felt good to know that, um, to know the support that I had coming from you and your family and other friends and other family and everyone
Yeah.
else. It did. I think that's what helped me through most of it of this. Having family and having friends support um has helped me a lot. I think one of the things that helped
Good.
me a lot, and I think was gaming actually.
Yeah, you see, yeah.
I
Oh,
I have actually, like, if you guys are looking at the gameplay on the screen, it's eFootball, as you guys know. I play a lot of eFootball these days.
great.
And this is, I guess you could call this my gaming talk for a bit, but, because I don't really have much else I really want to talk about. Is I ranked number one in the game over the past weekend, like weekend gone. They had like an online competition where you could challenge for the top spot, and you played 15 matches, and it aggregated your score, and the person with the best score aggregate would be number one. I was number one for like a day and a half, if not 2 days.
Ah,
I
good.
hit number one early, took the spot, and on my account
Yay.
said number one for like, and this is all in all of Europe and Africa, because that's one region, because it's separate regions. You've got the Americas, you've got Europe and Africa, you've got Asia, you've got Australia, um, and I can't remember if there's any other region. But the thing is that I was number one in my region here for a significant period of time until one guy passed me and then he sent me a nice message.
A nice?
A
In
nice
what way?
message. And the message was just like, I'm so sorry for taking your spot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, funny thing is, I've actually played that guy before and I beat him. So he was so nice.
Okay.
He
Oh
was so nice
man.
to tell me that he took my spot. And
That's sportsmanship, I
it's
have to
so
say.
good. It's so good. The one thing though, there was one guy the guy I had to beat to get the number one spot. When I beat that guy,
Yeah.
Raj, oh, he was not sportsmanlike. My account got banned.
Aha.
My account got banned as well. Like I couldn't text or message on the Xbox. I couldn't use any of the messaging features for like about 2 days. So essentially,
I'm sorry, but that is a bit funny.
it
Yeah.
is, and when you hear why, it's even funnier.
Yeah.
So I got banned because so this guy messaged me at the end. Oh, you're such a noob. You know those kind of guys, right? Such a noob
Oh
person,
yeah.
lag, and you're cheating, and I'm reporting you, and all this sort of stuff. All these messages are coming in, and me, I like a good
Oh my
laugh, so
god.
I respond. I give classes on the weekends. If you want, you can sign up for my classes on a Sunday. We give a discount for people who are sourpusses, right? And
Ouch.
he reported that sourpuss comment to
Of course it
Xbox,
did.
and they banned me for like I was just like,
Wow.
and the thing is, I could have disputed it, but I had went to,
Nah.
me and the missus went, like, my sister booked a hotel for us for a night, and we were staying at a spa.
Oh,
We did sauna and swimming and all this sort of stuff, and I
nice.
just didn't have
Beautiful.
time to deal with it. I was just like, oh, whatever, screw it.
Exactly. Yeah, whatever.
I
It
was at the
happened.
sauna, but
But
then
in a way, oh man, hearing that, it's like wow. It's like I almost was about to say, I gotta when we get into the gaming section, we gotta talk a bit about this. But it felt a bit like old days. You know what I'm saying? It's
yes.
like but we're getting to that. We're getting to that. I think also when we're talking about this and we're laughing because we got into gaming, even though it's a part of the week, whatever have you. I think as Nalo says, video games are great for escapism. Is that how we say it?
Mhm.
Because as you said, you also has lost someone. I lost my father like quite some years ago, but even so, we know the feeling. For me, I think in day-to-day life, not so much regarding this kind of scenario or situation, but overall, like in my daily life, yeah, video games definitely has that kind of effect. I can sometimes if I'm very deep into some music
Raj,
production thing, and I and
Raj,
huh?
I think my computer
What?
is lagging. Let me see if I can close some
Yeah, it's
tabs.
lagging.
Let me just close a few tabs on the
Yes. Oh,
computer and see if it helps, because I don't know what's causing it.
oh, the lag.
Yeah, it's doing a weird lagging thing. Like, I can hear you, but your image is frozen and it's lagging a bit. So
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
let me see. I know with OBS there's not OBS, sorry, with, yeah, I'm seeing 20 something milliseconds for our video. Maybe it's a server setting. You know how sometimes the server changes. Default server has changed somehow for Discord. Can you hear me, Raj?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you and everything. It's just that the camera for me is lagging a bit.
Should I just end the call and start it back? What do you think?
Huh?
Should we
What
end
did
the
you
call
say?
and just start it back up? I can end the call and start it back up. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe you should. We should end and you call me back.
Okay, yeah,
Let's do that.
let's try that. Give me a sec,
Call me.
guys. Just stick with us a bit, guys. We don't know what has happened. It is just I haven't used my computer. Just for those of you who are still with us and following along, I haven't used this computer in well, yeah, more than 2 weeks. It's just been sitting there. Raj,
I am here, and I hope everything is working fine.
hopefully it is. You look fine. I don't know what happened. Honestly, I think it's because, as I said, like I haven't used this computer for like 2 weeks. I don't know if something has happened, like if there's something wrong, or maybe this computer
Yeah,
forgot how to use the internet.
because it was a bit from your end. I heard it happen before we started to actually podcast.
Hmm.
So something like that.
I'm still kind of getting a bit of it there, but I don't know. It's showing full bars though, so that's good. Connection bars look full. Wow, what's going on with my computer? Really? Holy
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
crap.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
interesting. All right, Raj, you
Yes.
can continue. The floor is yours as long as it stays
Yeah.
working.
I don't know. Yeah, I was just happy we got into gaming a bit in the week and everything. And I was saying it's now was putting out that you are
Oh my
good
God,
for
it's doing it again.
like yes it is. No, why?
What the hell is going on
Because
here?
I don't think it's on my end. If I'm gonna be honest, I
I
don't
don't think
really.
it's yours either.
So,
I think it has to be my
uh,
end. Um, is anyone seeing me on the podcast clearly? Is there any? Let me see. Connection. We do apologize for the technical difficulties, people. I have no idea what's going on with this connection right now.
yeah, it's weird. Is it still going on? I'm just
Yeah, it's kind of.
because I'm just checking. Everything is fine on my end. I'm just double checking with internet everything.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look at OBS as well to see if there's any. Not OBS,
Yeah.
sorry. With OBS is fine. Like I'm getting full green bars on OBS. It's Discord I'm getting the issue with. Let me close Discord and reopen it. Maybe that could be the solution.
Yes.
Because it's Discord that the issue's happening with. So just give me one sec. Those of you listening to the podcast, again, apologies for the technical difficulties. You're hearing all of this and all that kind of stuff, but hopefully you're hearing me still, and that's all right. It's unfortunate that we're having this sort of issue, but think we can solve this. As I said, I haven't used my computer for a while, so I think there may just be some bugs um, with how the system is processing certain applications. It could just be my processor acting up. I don't know. But join the call back. Rudge,
Hello.
are
I'm
you
here.
there? Okay, cool. It says region is automatic. I'm gonna make sure to set it to Europe just so that just in case it's choosing something that it shouldn't. So
Yeah.
my options are Russia, Rotterdam. Which one do you think we should choose? Those are the only two options, Raj. Who?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. I would say maybe Rotterdam. It's Europe. It's down below us.
Okay, let's go with Rotterdam.
Yeah.
I've selected Rotterdam as our region. Don't know if it's done anything. Um, but yeah, let's hope we let's hope we're good. I know
Yeah.
when it's giving trouble when you're talking. So go on, Raj. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm trying here. I'm talking and blah, 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 blah. Hope it's gonna work. Sorry that it happened. It's hard to know, but sometimes it could be through Discord as well. But if
Hmm.
you haven't had your PC up for 2 weeks, I mean, who knows? I don't know. Yeah, no picture of you two, but we should be here now, aren't we?
Yeah, it's here now. When Nalu was what Nala probably would have been seeing was before I moved the image from the left screen to the screen that
Yeah,
has
most
the.
likely.
So it's there now.
Yeah. Now we can move on. I just want to say that video games are great to get a break, to think of something else, or not think at all, to be honest. Just have an emotion, or just have fun, you know.
Hmm.
So it's really good. I think so too. It's one of those places, for me at least, that is a bit of a sometimes like private space, if that makes
Hmm.
sense. It's just me here, you know. I don't have to think about things around me. And in a way, for me, also working out, going to the gym is a bit like that too. It's how do you say, my own time. I do it for
Hmm.
myself. I do it for my sake, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
So yeah,
It's a bit
yeah,
of
we can,
escapism in a sense, you know.
yeah, yeah,
A bit of
yes,
escapism.
yes,
Because
yeah.
I think for me as well, like I feel for me like going through all of this, it was nice being able to hop on a game and also like on a call with my brothers and just chat about everything and nothing.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, because I think in moments like this, sometimes it's good, it's really good when you know people are supportive and they're showing love and stuff like that. But at the same time, you don't want it all the time. You don't want the, are you all
Yes.
right? How are you doing? You know, that kind of stuff.
Yep, yep.
At some point, it becomes a bit too much. It's a bit overwhelming sometimes. So just
Yeah.
being able to just hop on a call with my brothers and just chat about everything and nothing and just banter like we usually would, you know, about silly stuff and which is what we did. We hopped on eFootball, we bantered about random nonsense, talked about politics, talked about life, talked about um about family and food and just the most randomest of things we would chat about. Even like last night, we had a whole long sort of seminar discussing religion, for example.
Oh, nice.
Um,
Look at that. Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, it's nice. It's just nice to just sit back and chill and play a game and chat about everything and nothing. One
Yep,
point we were
yep,
talking
yep.
about music. So
Mm.
it's fun. It's really really fun. So that being said, uh, how about you, Raj? How have you been for the past 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's been quite normal, I would say.
Mhm.
I can't say that there's been any like special moments if I think about it. I think one thing that I need to mention. Well, I have been working as usual. I've been also trying to
Mhm.
actually like study a bit. I've been trying to
Ooh.
improve my skills when it comes to mixing and things like that. And also, as I said before, I bought this ebook before Christmas when it comes to the sync licensing industry, and I'm trying to move my positions further.
Mhm.
I've had some sales, even though January usually is not the best of months,
Yeah.
close to after Christmas, but actually it popped in just the last week, a few and so on. So I'm on my grind again. We have been rehearsing with the band a bit. We're gonna meet each other on Sunday again. That's fun. Looking forward to that. My status when it comes to my physics, my injury, is that it goes a bit up and down still, but I have found ways, some more ways actually, to make it better, if that makes sense. And also, I was a bit slow when it comes to booking a new time with the physiotherapist. I should have done that earlier. But usually, at least with this guy, if I think that okay, I'm gonna try to meet him in a week from now, it's usually no problem. But now, for some reason, it was like 3-4 weeks ahead. I was like, oh shit. So, so I kind of missed that. But it's gonna be in later in. No, it's gonna be in beginning of March, I think.
That's good.
Anywho, so yeah, it's fine. Agent Adam, I just wanted to mention, he was in the UK. Yeah, he
And he
was.
didn't say anything. Oh, Adam and I are enemies now. Oh, come on, Adam.
He
You.
was on a secret mission. That's why he was in his role as an agent. I'm not gonna lie. He was actually, it was only him and two other guys from the Experiment 101 studio. So it
For how
was
long?
uh, 2.5 day,
Oh,
on like
wow.
something like that, like Wednesday to. No, it was not even that. It was 2 days. 2 days, more, a bit more than 2 days. But anywho, they were in London. They had a meeting with a big company. a
I'm
big company.
messaging
I
him
don't
right
know. I don't
now.
know if I can say this, but they went into a big office with like 600 people employed. Let me put it like that. And there was people from other what do you say? Other Nordic with THQ Nordic studios. So they had a gathering, but also a presentation. So Adam was the one presenting the new game, I believe, for these guys. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of that. But they had a good time. He had some time to do a bit of tourist stuff, I believe, as well.
He
So
should have called me. He should have
yeah, yeah,
called me.
yeah. But at the same time, he was very busy and yeah, I don't think he would have had time to be honest, because they were on a schedule. They were taken to some nice places, especially some good restaurants and stuff as well. So
I could
he
have
took
taken you
some
to some good
pics. I
restaurants.
hope he
It's
can
all
show
right.
some pics. Yeah, yeah.
It's all good. It's
But
all
I
good.
need to, yeah, I need to mention that.
My
So
feelings
it's
are
good.
hurt. I've already messaged him already. So it's
Yeah,
all good.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You can exactly. I'm talking with your dad right now. I heard you were in London.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm offended.
Absolutely offended. You, oh, right. You know what? Now that I think
Yeah.
about it, I was in London recently for
Oh, you were?
I think I told did I
Okay.
tell you about this? I went to an F1 thing in London.
Yes, yes, yes,
So
because we talked about that, me and Adam.
mhm.
Yeah, because I also remembered. Well, I think it's about now that Q, is going to be doing this. Yeah, yeah.
I went to an F1 thing. It was cool. Here's my
How
F1
was
car,
it?
my Proton. Yeah,
Oh,
so
there we go.
my brother and I went and we just sort of looked at cars and stuff. It was really cool. So but yeah, good to know that Adam came and didn't visit me, but it's all right. I will would hold this grudge against him forever. So
Exactly. He will hear this over and
definitely,
over again. But as
definitely.
said, you hold it. I saw the new pictures, by the way, some fancy, almost fashion pics with Lewis in front of the Ferrari
Oh,
car and everything.
yes.
It's like, yeah, yeah, you've seen. He's cool as always.
Very cool.
Be interesting when it starts now to see how he holds up and how he's gonna be able to
He was
handle
quicker.
this car.
He was quicker than Charles apparently in some tire tests they were doing in Barcelona.
Really?
Yeah, Lando was faster than him, but he was quicker than Charles. No, granted, these are just tests, so
Yeah, 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 yeah.
he could be quicker in 1 minute, Charles could be quicker on the other, blah blah blah.
Sure,
But the fact that he was quick enough to be up there, that's good because it means he's gonna be competitive. So,
sure.
and as far as I'm concerned, as long as Ferrari does well as a team, that
Yes.
looks good to me. I'm happy. I mean, granted, it would be so great if Lewis wins his next championship and becomes
Yeah,
the only record
his
holder on the top.
eighth. Wouldn't
His
it be his
it
eighth
would
or
be his
something?
eighth.
Eighth?
He would be because he is currently tied with Michael Schumacher, and
Yeah, right.
if he wins one more, he becomes the title holder by
Yeah,
himself.
right.
And I think with Lewis being the driver that he is and what he has achieved for Formula One, because
Yeah.
I think he's popularized it for the average
Mm.
person, because most people prior to Lewis did not follow Formula One because it was sort of like a rich people sport. It was like,
Yes.
super rich people watch Formula One, the rest of us watch football. And
No, but I agree. I agree.
and Lewis sort of like he made it sort of a thing where people, especially not just him, but I think also this that Netflix series Drive to Survive, which sort of
True.
like made it more accessible for everyone to sort of like
Yes.
understand Formula One as well. I think that made it a thing whereby people really are into Formula One now. And for someone like him to achieve that, especially he's been through so many errors, and in all of those errors he has been great and competitive.
True.
And we're going into another era with next season coming. I am excited. I'm absolutely excited,
Yeah.
and I'm a new Formula One fan. I'm not like OG. Like I knew of Michael Schumacher, but I didn't follow him. I knew he was a great
Exactly.
driver. I knew he was considered to be the best. But did I follow Formula One at that time? No, I just knew the guy. I was like,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
think Formula One at that time, it was Michael Schumacher. That's you just knew his name.
Sure.
You knew Senna, for example, but
Yep. Yep. Yep.
you didn't follow the sport. It's like
Mm.
some people who follow tennis and know of Roger Federer, but have never really watched him
Mm.
play. It's that. So No, I actually watch Formula One, and I support Lewis. I like Lando as well. Lando Norris is pretty cool. He's one of my favorites. Lewis being teammates with Charles, I think Charles is a great driver. And even though I think Max is a tool, he is a good driver, a very good driver. But I think he's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
a-hole. Um,
A
personality
bit of
wise.
a yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like Fernando Alonso. I like Yuki Tsunoda. I have a few drivers on the grid that I find fun. If you don't follow Formula One, you could probably tell I follow it, and you should too. It's pretty cool.
No,
Watch
but
Drive to
it's true
Survive.
what you say. It's true exactly. The series you just
Yes.
mentioned that kind of opened my eyes as well. Of course, it has to do with the fact that my oldest son Adam is interested. I mean, otherwise, because when he has been here, for example, like for on a especially on a, it's like the finals usually the driving like the test
You have
is
tests
on
on
like a Friday
Saturday. Sorry. Yeah,
Friday.
yes, you're right. Friday's test,
Yeah,
Saturday's qualifiers, races
yeah.
on Sunday.
Exactly. So then we've been watching the race together sometimes. So, and I didn't do that either before. I had a friend back in the days. He's actually a musician.
Hmm.
He's originally from Germany. So, of course, I mean, Schumacher for him was like, a
That's their
big thing.
guy.
He was always watching F1. I was like, I didn't care at all at that point of time. I watched football. I
Hmm.
watched football. I mean, I was
Same.
into Barcelona and like some kind
Hmm.
of yeah, sorry to say about it. Yeah. So, but that's and ice hockey, which I still that I'm still watching. Actually, we're gonna go and watch a game, the whole family tomorrow evening here in
Hmm.
Stockholm. It's a kind of a cup. It was called Sweden Hockey Games before, but
Hmm.
it has changed now because there's a company that owns it. So it's Bayer.
Hmm.
So we're gonna watch the Swedes play against the Czech Republic,
You,
former Czech Republic. Yeah.
you know what? I wish sports was like all sport was easy accessible. Kind of like how we have YouTube. I wish sports should just be monetized by ads. Like
Oh
no
yeah.
one should have to pay for subscriptions, blah blah blah. We should just watch sports on YouTube. Cause like when you mention something like that to me, like, oh, I'm gonna watch this ice hockey thing. There's a side of me that's like, ooh, I'd love to see that. But then also at the same time, it's a sort of a thing of like, well, what subscription do I have to get? It's
Yeah.
like,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. True. True. I know what you mean. I also wanna see here when it comes to the chat. First off, to you, Miss ANR, big hug to you. And you know why? Big hug to you. My feelings and everything. Yeah, popped in. Yeah, we've been talking. We were in the F1 mode, which led us into sports in general. I guess what we
mhm,
like to watch and experience, and that neither me or Q had any interest in F1 before. It
yes.
was like, oh, they can go on with their cars. I'm watching football. You know. What did you say now? Your favorite American football team is playing in Ireland in the next season, Pittsburgh Steelers. Now look at that. Me
Mm,
and me and Isaac, my youngest son, was actually watching something on. Is that on? It's on Amazon Prime. It was like you know, uh, game seven is a thing in many sports, right? Since I've
mm,
been watching a lot of ice hockey, when it comes to the playoff, if it gets really intense, they
yeah.
go to a game seven, right?
Mhm.
And right now we watched like a baseball game between Boston and New York. Yeah,
The Nets?
what are yeah, yeah.
Is it Nets or the because there's
The
a Red Sox.
Red Sox.
It's a Red Sox,
Red
yeah.
Sox. I think it's a Red Sox. This was a beginning of 2000-ish. And it went like so. It was really exciting. I mean, I've never been so much into baseball, really, to be
Mhm.
honest. But I kind of understand how it plays and everything. But the way watching it like that and 60,000 people stomping on, in the arena and everything, it's really exciting to watch.
Yeah,
You
it
can get.
is. It
Yeah, you're
is.
welcome, Miss A&R. Of course, of course, of course, from my heart.
I'm looking forward to
So
the new MLB game coming out. Hopefully it comes out on PC because I want it on my Steam
yeah,
Deck. That's all I care about. If I could play it on my Steam Deck, your boy is happy. Level up. So,
exactly.
but
Of course.
Also like the missus just mentioned, we did watch WWE as well. WWE is on
Oh,
Netflix now,
oh,
and
you have started to do that.
I've been watching it,
Okay.
bro. I've been watching it. I've been
Oh,
watching I've been sick. Like it to me, it's like the excitement of because Alex has never watched it. So it's the excitement of me like explaining it to her because she's watching along with me, and like, so like this soundtrack is from this guy, and like this is this other
Okay.
thing. And so like we watched the Royal
Mm.
Rumble. It's on Netflix. You can it's recorded after it goes live. You watch it live, and then you can rewatch it again. Yeah, the show 25, now that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, you can rewatch the Royal Rumble on Netflix and watch it live there as well. And we didn't catch it live, we were busy because here in the UK when it's live, it's like 1 in the morning or something like that.
Yeah,
Anybody awake
exactly.
that time? I watched it once live and I was like, yeah, I'm good. So I just watch recaps and rewatch the whole episode. Excuse me, some of the episodes with Alex. And it was nice watching the Royal Rumble. I think the women's Royal Rumble was more entertaining this year to me than the men's. But at the
Okay.
same time, the men's Royal
Yeah.
Rumble ended in this amazing standoff. There were three people in the ring. There was Logan Paul,
Oh,
John Cena, and
okay.
Jimmy Uso. And
Oh.
I have to say, I'm a Jimmy Uso fan now.
Mm.
Like, never really
Cool.
cared for him much, but like he's got his. I think what really gets like what brings your blood pumping and gets the excitement in wrestling is the chants and the singing and the crowd. All of that put together create this sort of atmosphere that you get. It's exciting,
Yeah.
and I know, like when Jimmy Uso does, he has a chant where he's go, "Let's go Uso" something, and he does this sort of chant where he's just sort of like
Aha.
that, and
Okay.
the whole crowd is doing the same thing.
Of course.
I was hyped, like the whole time watching this,
Yeah.
so hyped. So it was exciting. Jimmy Uso won it. If you haven't seen it, sorry, spoilers. And
Yay.
Jimmy Uso is so cool. Yeah, I don't really care for John Cena that much myself. My mom is a big fan of John Cena, but not really. He's not really my guy. But it was exciting watching that, especially watching it with it was me, Alex, and Zavi watching it, and it was just exciting and fun. Even though we know that wrestling is sports entertainment, it's not really real. They had iShow Speed on there as well. So it was just funny, exciting, and just entertaining.
It
And plus,
sounds
I
fun.
I like the games. The WWE games are fun to play with family. Like when you want to have a good game that you can play with like 4 or 5 different people at the same time in a room, like couch co-op, sorry, couch multiplayer. There's nothing that comes as close to that. I think those are currently the
Mm.
only games on the market that do such a good job because everything is online now. But WWE, you can sit on the couch and kick some booty.
Yeah,
So,
that is nice. We've talked about that before, some
yes,
good social value in gaming, right?
yes,
I see your favorite wrestler was The Undertaker. Okay, now I know
really.
who The Undertaker is. I know, I know.
Mm.
I might take a look into that myself. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen that it's on there, so I might do that.
Yeah,
Uh, you know. But it's
definitely.
cool. Yeah, so that's one of the things. I mean, we're kind of sliding over here, I guess, into what we have been watching and stuff like that. And this is
Yes.
apparently something you have been watching with both your missus and Savi as well. That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zavi came in and he was just like looking at the telly and I was like, come in and sit down and watch with us. Come watch with us. And he just sort of like crawled into bed. And then he starts pulling my duvet and wrapping himself. I was like, what are you doing, mate? No, 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 no. This is my duvet. Like,
Yeah.
my duvet. No, mate. No. Stay over there without the duvet. Come into my bed, crawl in, try to crawl up under my duvet. No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. So so he sort of just sat there. Him and I were just having a laugh as well. Like we always have a laugh.
That's good.
And yeah, we just watched the wrestling together. It was fun. At some point, he got tired and he went to bed. And yeah, WWE is a good watch. Um,
Mm.
that being said, I guess since we're talking about what we've been watching, I guess I'll just
Yeah,
go
sure,
straight into
sure.
what I've been watching this week. So what I've been watching this week is an anime, which and I say this week, I mean like I started this today, and
Okay.
it's called Headhunter to Another World,
Hmm.
from Salaryman to Big Four. And so the plot of this anime, right, is about this guy who he's a salaryman, works in an office, and
Hmm.
he keeps getting sent abroad. They keep sending him to different countries to work, but he's the companies treat him like trash. But when he gets sent to these other countries, he has to learn the language and learn to get along with the staff. But he's really good at people management and brokering deals. Like he's a Japanese salary man. Got his little tie on and everything. And he gets hit by a woman on a scooter and gets summoned to this demon world. And the demon lord is
Oh,
he's trying to like unite all the demi humans and all this sort of stuff. And he's hired this guy. This guy's gonna be one of the big four of his generals, you know. And so you have all these other demon generals who are like big and strong and they got powers and stuff. And he's just this guy with a tie on. And he's supposed to broker deals, and he's using his experience of brokering deals in a business space to do the same thing in this demon realm. And it's absolutely hilarious and fun and exciting. And he's got his one of the other generals. She him and her work well together. She fancies him a lot, and she follows him around like a little puppy sometimes, and she gets jealous when he talks to anyone else and all this sort of stuff. And I think it's a really good watch. IMDb has it at a 7.2 out of 10, and Minimalist has it at a 6.4. For me
okay.
personally, I am about 5 episodes in, and in those 5 episodes, I can say this is a nice, easy 6 for me when it comes to watching.
Mm,
And reason I say it's a nice easy 6, it's an isekai, like most isekai are.
mm,
It's not the kind of isekai that you're craving to watch. Like, oh my god, I wonder what's gonna happen next, because this is more of a comedy series.
okay.
But at the same time, it's easy watching. It's just casual, easy. So it's good, but it's not like you're watching anything thinking, "Oh my God, what's gonna happen next?" It's not like watching Dragon Ball Daima or watching
Mm,
Blue Lock or something like that. Those you're watching and you're like, "Holy crap, what's gonna happen next?" And you're like, you wait until next week. It's not like Dan to Dan where like the episode ends and you're like, "Fuck, I have to wait another week." This is more like, "Oh, this is all right, you know." I'm enjoying this. So I believe this is one of the newest series. It came out to January 6th, 2025, so it's currently
mm.
ongoing, and I can highly recommend it. As I said, I think it's a
Ah,
6 so far from my watching. It could go up, it could go down. I think so far 6 is a solid, easy score to give it. I think I can recommend it. Headhunted to Another World, from Salaryman to Big Four. Check it out. It's on Crunchyroll. So yeah,
cool.
that's what I've been watching. Raj,
Yeah. Wait, before we leave, what you have been watching? Did you say how far in you are? Like
6 episodes. About so
six
five,
episodes?
five, five, 6. I think I'm on episode 5, somewhere around there. Yeah,
Okay, okay,
so
okay,
about
okay.
halfway. Cause
Just curious.
most of these
Okay.
anime are about 12. This is a 12 episode
Yeah,
series, so I'm almost
usually.
about halfway. And as I say, like so far, so good. I'm
Mm,
I'm liking it. I think the main waifu is quite adorable looking. Her name is how do you say it? Ulmandara. Ul Ulmandara. I think that's how you say it. Um, I think she's adorable looking. Then you have other characters in there as well who serve other purposes. Other waifus.
of
And
course. Yeah. Talking about waifus, I got a comment on a bit of an older video. It was one of the Strinova videos I did. You know the game, like talking about it was. There's a lot of waifus in here. I'm like, yes, yes, it is.
it's a waifu
It was
game.
a bit funny. It was nice to see. But yeah, anywho, yeah, I can take over. See Spoon talking a bit about some movies.
Hmm.
Yeah, time has passed since we last talked about film and everything. I've been watching quite some, both series and films. But what I can mention before I get into the like main movie I want to talk a bit about is that me and Isaac did we went back as I sometimes do when it comes to playing older games, which we'll talk about soon. I sometimes also go and rewatch certain movies. Isaac was like, I want to watch Dawn of the Dead again. I was like,
Ooh.
really? I remember so much from the movie. No, yeah, sure, but it's good. Yeah, so it was the Friday Eve, maybe 1, 2 weeks ago with popcorn and everything. So okay, let's do it. This is definitely one of Zack Snyder's best. I think
Hmm.
it's a really good zombie movie. If you haven't watched Dawn of the Dead from 2004, you should definitely.
Hmm.
It was nice to see it again. But with that said, we're gonna put it aside because I have watched something that definitely not was on my radar. I didn't know about the movie. It was just there. As it is sometimes when you sit down and you don't have any special to watch, like a movie you want to watch or a series that you're following. Then this just came across, and it's on Max, at least for me when it comes to streaming. It's on Max.
Hmm.
It's an Indian movie
Ooh.
called Kill. It's simply Kill, and I was like, I gotta watch Kill. so, so this is yeah, this is of course it's action.
Mhm.
It's quite bloody. It's
Wow.
almost, I should say it's slasher. It's not, but it went quite far. I wasn't really
Wow.
expecting that. But anywho, the short kind of saying about the movie. It's this guy. He's a special troop, like a soldier of some sort, and he and his soldier friend is getting onto this train. It's a train trip to New Delhi,
Mhm.
but of course, on this train, it's it's an army more or less of bandits that
Wow.
starts to hassle around. They take like all the stuff from the passengers. They're having knives and whatnot. And at first it's quite mild and everything, but without spoiling, it comes to a point when a very special person, if you will, gets gets killed, and this guy kind of pops. So instead of just making these bandits unconscious, he starts to kill them. And it goes really havoc. It's how long is this movie? I'm not really sure. Yeah, it's like 1 hour 45 minutes with it's
Oh
it's
my
it's
God.
quite entertaining. I mean, a train. It's very narrow, like the wagons and everything, and the
Mhm.
fights becomes very close up with everything that comes with it. So if you like good and bloody action for that sake, why not watch Kill? Again, I think it's nice, as I've said before, I've been watching a lot of South Korean movies and series and stuff like that, to watch something that is not from, sorry, Nalu, but it's not from the US, and they're not speaking English,
English,
at
yeah.
least not all the time. They go a bit back and forth with the languages here in the movie. Uh, but this is cool. It's cool. It's worth watching if you like if you want some good action. It has a 7.5 on IMDb, which is quite kind of good one, right? I would put it there too, around 7.5, definitely. It's above average. It's not like, yeah, I can see it, but I can skip it. But this is, yeah, it's actually it's worth it if you sit down and watch it. Good action and a bit
Oh.
some romance in there too. Yeah.
I'm watching the
So
trailer, Roger, as you're talking, and holy crap. This is wow, wow. It is quite
yeah.
bloody.
Yeah, you can see that. Oh, yeah. No, you're talking about they're talking about different series here, like comedy, bloody or bloody, bloody. Not. It's not comedy. That it's not for sure.
Mm,
It's quite
this is
gritty.
definitely like a bloody sort of I don't even want to call it a slasher film. This looks like a bloody action movie.
Yeah, it
Like
is. That's
intense
what it is.
action.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. I could like the weirdest thing is like I could see myself watching something like this.
Mm.
Like not all the time, but every now and then, something like this is so good to just like it's
Yeah. Yeah.
satisfying sort of.
Yeah, exactly. It's very straightforward. You know where this is going,
Yes.
but you don't know exactly how it's going.
Yes.
So you are watching, and it's quite, like I said, it's quite it's so action packed. So it's
Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Boots are
uh,
going into faces. That's what's happening. You know that's happening.
exactly. And more than that, more than that, knives and shit. Yeah, okay. But I
um,
guess that's what I've been watching.
Great
So
movie. Great movie. Looks good. Looks good. I'm quite excited to try to check it out myself. It
yeah,
looks cool.
I think you could enjoy it actually.
I
Yeah.
was actually kind of scared to like search it when you sent me the name earlier. I was like, Oof, I wonder what Google's gonna think. And then
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking the same when I saw the title on Max. I was like, "Kill, like just kill." Can you do that? Yeah, you can.
it was
Okay, got it.
the funny thing though when I put it into Google, it was the first thing that came up. So I guess Google knew
Oh,
what it was.
yeah,
It just popped up. And I was like, oh, okay,
yeah. It worked for me as well when I was
cool.
searching before. Yeah, yes, to watch it here or read a bit on IMDb
Hmm.
for the sake of the podcast. So yeah,
Interesting.
indeed, indeed. But
Interesting.
with that said, my friend, yeah, gaming. We got to get into this.
Yes.
The thing that is very close at heart for both of us, most of the
Yes.
time at least. Yeah.
So yeah, I think I spoke a bit about it earlier. I've been playing a lot of eFootball. I am currently ranked fifth in the world. So after making it to number one, a few people knocked me down, and I'm now in fifth. That's
Ah,
that
yeah.
spot is solid. But I have gone 30 something, and ooh, I've won 30 something matches undefeated in the
Wow.
game. I think it's like 35 or something like that. Like I've not been beaten since last weekend of jumping into the game. No one has been able to defeat me. I am god
Wow.
level on eFootball at this point in time. Like I play people and they get close sometimes, and then the second half hits, and then my brain smacks into overdrive. There's one match where one guy came close to getting a draw with me,
Yeah.
and it was like it came. Rog, I kid you not, it came down to the 90th minute, and I get this.
Oh,
I knocked the ball,
yeah.
boom, 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 got onto Mohamed Salah and just tapped it in. And that guy must have been fuming because it was 90 minutes with zero added time. So he didn't even have a chance to respond. It was just in
Oh,
your net,
yeah, yeah.
and I won. And I was just like, oh my God, that's amazing. Like,
That's an epic gaming moment for sure.
yes, it is. I was saying I should stream, but I was like, I don't know if I'm in streaming mode. But I've been untouchable on eFootball. I've literally become so good at the game. My rank is high. I'm in Div 1. As I say, I finished the ranking event at number 1, at the number 1 spot. I was so good that people started messaging me saying, "Hey, can we play together? You've got a really great team, blah blah blah." People sending me friend requests. It was the most amazing experience being high ranked with people trying to take your spot and fighting for it and just watching it all unfold. It was so cool. It was absolutely cool to just be the best at the game for a weekend. Even some people
Oh,
who
that's
I
great.
struggled against in the past, effortless, effortless. I have broken the mold. I know how to beat people in this game, and I do the business.
Nice.
It was basically the movie you watched, but in eFootball. That was me.
Yeah.
I was just.
Yeah. Kill.
It's just
Oh
honestly,
man.
I've had
Mm.
it's been exciting. It's an adrenaline rush that comes from like knowing that you're going that long undefeated
Of
and just
course.
thinking,
Yeah, yeah.
who's gonna be the person to knock me off? And actually, my
Yeah.
brothers have tried to be that person. So like Ash was like at one point he's trying to climb the ranks as well, and he's like, I'm like, Ash, I'm gonna search for a match right now. Imagine if I match you. And I was like, no, 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 don't bother to search now, Ash. You don't want this. You don't want any of this. And he's like, you know what? I'm searching now, right? I was like, imagine if we
Oh
got each
yeah.
other, and you're the one to knock me off. And he's like, yep, I'm gonna put you in your place. And so, funnily enough, we matched each other. We're playing a match, and it's Ash against me, and Raj, he's playing amazingly. This is Ash playing
Mm.
because of all the people who I play E with, he knows me the best because we play the most against each
Yeah,
other.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
he knows my tendencies. So he's playing. He's got his little tactics in there. He scores an amazing screamer. So it's like 1-1. We're in this. He's like, oh, I got you now. Blah blah blah. This and that and so forth. And I was like, you know what? You survived the first half, right? What a draw. I think it was either 2-2 or something like that at the first half, at the end of the first half. And I said, now I'm gonna have to get serious. And I make a few subs. I put in Cristiano Ronaldo, put in my boy Endrick, put a few other players on the field, and I just tore him apart. Like he had no answer to anything I was doing, and he was just like, oh, I think it ended like I think the match ended I think it was like 6-3. It ended, and he said to me, he was like, at the end of the game, he was like, "I'm sure I can beat you, Q. I'm sure I can beat you."
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
it was so much fun.
Nice.
So yeah, I've been turned up in eFootball a lot. I've been loving having a lot of fun in that game. It is just
Mm.
absolutely mind-blisteringly, absolutely amazing. So yeah, your boy is enjoying his gaming. I have played Marvel's Rivals as well,
Oh,
but
good.
I can't say I'm that good at it. I can't.
No, that's a game. It takes time. It's
Yeah.
like when you play Overwatch or Paladins. You got to play it quite some to get to know the characters. I haven't done that either. I haven't played since, yeah, like the time after the release or the playtest or everything. Isaac has been playing a lot with two of his friends.
Hmm.
He's very good at the game right now. I
Who's
saw
his
him play
main?
the other day.
Who's his main? What
Huh?
does he mean?
Uh, no, he doesn't main. He has learned to play really well with quite a few characters
Oh
now.
wow.
Yeah. So he adapts. If you see the situation, yeah, he changes and everything. So yeah, he's become really good. But I think this is the fun thing, as you are also mentioning when it comes to cracking the code when it comes to eFootball. I mean, of course, it can change. It goes a bit up and down, but it's nice when you do that and you feel confident about it and have fun. Foremost, have fun
Yeah.
also. But because I can somewhat miss that feeling a bit. I haven't had a game in a long time where I felt that. I've been playing different, and we're going to talk
Mhm.
about that soon too when it comes to my genre foremost, which is shooter games.
Mhm.
And I kind of missed the time when I was really grinding one game for quite some time and became really good at it, and
Mhm.
had that kind of feeling, of mastering something in a way. Also playing a bit competitive and everything, but at the same time we know it takes time to do that. You
Mhm.
gotta be quite consistent, I would say. Not that you have to play like every day, but quite some during the week if you kind of stay on a
Mhm.
certain level. So, but I kind of envy that. But what I wanted to say, but foremost, first, I need to ask you: do you want to add anything else when it comes to your e-football stuff or anything else game wise?
I think the only thing I can say is that I have been saying to like my family and a few friends that I think I want to try competing again in eFootball, like at events like I did for the Commonwealth Games, because I feel like it's been a while since I've felt competitive, and I remember the first time when I did it for the Commonwealth Games, I didn't feel competitive. I just did it because at the time, I was already going to that event as a member of the press, and I was decent enough at the game, and Trinidad and Tobago's representatives I was supposed to attend because they'd already booked everything, weren't able to, and a friend of mine who was part of that delegation or whatever asked me if I could slot in, and I said, I'm already gonna be there. It's all right. I'll help out. So that that it looks all right. And I played all right. I wasn't the best. I lost matches and so forth. I won matches, but at the same time now I feel like I am competitive. Like I feel like I could go the mile. I could hit. I could be on the final stage, and I think there's a side of me now that wasn't there before. There's a side of me that whenever it got really tough, I would capitulate. I would make mistakes. I would do silly things that I usually won't. There's a there's a side of me now that doesn't happen. Like it's like my mind goes blank and I do the thing. Like that 90-minute winner that I pulled off. I do the thing. There are matches where I'm thinking big brain. Like, I watch the guy's
Yeah,
formation. Like one match I told Alex, I'm watching this guy's formation at the beginning of the match. I was like, Alex, he's gonna try to play the ball to this guy. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do that. So I'm gonna do this, boom, and he's literally not gonna be able to do anything for the whole match. And Alex is laying there, and everything I said was gonna happen happened. This guy could not breathe the whole match. I was all over him, and I was just like, I told you. I was like, he's gonna pass it to him now. Boom, blocked. My ball again. Let's go counter.
yeah.
And it was, I have to say, it feels satisfying.
Yeah, of course
So.
it does. Of course, that's what I also said. But I think what you just described is something my dad always talked about. Also, when I was playing football in the early years, like in real life, he said, "Remember that, like, it's not only you being skilled with the ball and everything, and you're running and you're shooting well. Of course, you have to practice that, but it's about the green field of chess.
Yeah.
That football is actually what you just described could have been like chess, to be honest.
Mhm.
Foresee what the other player will do,
Mhm.
because usually good players can do that.
Yeah.
They can see, okay, it's going to happen, and they do that very, very fast in like
Mhm.
in the brain when just before it happens. It's split seconds.
Mhm.
And that is a part of the formula also, to become good at something when you can do that, predict. It's the same for me when I play FPS games also now. When you know the game well, you know the maps well, you know the
Mhm.
spawns, you know how people move, and certain player, you can start to understand certain play. This guy, he's gonna flank, he's gonna come
Mhm.
on my right side, and of course he does, and I snipe him. So,
Of course he does, and I snipe him.
and then he gets mad, and he rage quit. So it has happened so many times I've lost count. But it's a part. It's exactly what you say. So it's that, like reading, but also it's confidence, right? Isn't it?
Mhm.
Because when you start to get, I think it has to do with having a high lower level. We've
Yeah.
talked about also that when it comes to music, both when I was also, doing music like when regarding being a percussionist at a professional level, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
You gotta, even though you might have bad days, you gotta have a high level, so it doesn't really matter that much.
Mhm.
Meaning that when you do mistakes, the mistakes are so much less than they were like a few years before. So it equals out, if you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying, because you can also turn on that turbo, if you will, which I think you described, for example, when you went into the second half and you tied, no, you won the game in the 90th minute, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when the brain likes go into this overdrive kind of thing, and you can do that when you have that kind of repertoire, if you will, as a player. So I think this is fascinating because it's psychology, very much psychology, because we've seen good teams playing really bad just because the mentality isn't in a good state, right?
Mhm.
So, I think it's great. But I'm foremost, I'm really, really happy that you're having a good time, and that it has paid off you playing quite some. So it's nice to hear. I'm happy for you. It's good. It's good. It's really good.
I'm ranked, bro. I'm ranked. I'm high ranked. I am. I think it's scary to play against me at this point in time. You know, I mean,
Yeah, yeah. You
I
see.
I welcome the challenge of anyone who thinks they can knock me off my little pedestal. But I honestly have a bit of a there's a bravado about it for me now, where I'm just like, bring it. You know,
Yeah,
like
exactly. You
anyone.
see, yeah, you get just yeah. Well, it's gonna be fun to follow and hear more. I guess in a week from now we maybe get some more information regarding the football stuff and the career and everything.
A week from
Um,
now is gonna be like the game has been patched and everything
yeah, and it
nothing works
changes, and you
anymore.
have to know exactly. Of course, that could happen. I
You
mean,
know,
yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
almost every time eFootball has gotten really good for me, the next week or two, Konami patches it, and then the game is from my perspective shit at that point, and I'm just like, oh
Well, I know we've talked about since
my
this is the game. I mean, honestly, this is the game you played quite for a long time now.
god. Hmm.
Uh, sure, you've touched on the games too, but when it comes to playing one game, it's been this, right? So,
Yeah.
and I've heard it many times when it comes to these updates, and I totally understand. I know exactly what you mean, because it puts you off, and you have to like almost relearn certain things,
Yes.
and that can be hard when your muscle memory had kind of attached to a certain way of
Yeah.
moving sticks or whatever have you. So it's
Hmm.
it's it can really screw you up. It's like learning how to ride a bike again almost. it's,
Yep. You're
it's
right.
not that ill, but well,
It
ish
is it
ish.
is it is pretty much the same because like you say your muscle memory remembers if I hold this button down for this long, so if I tap this button, I might get a perfect goal right now. Like right now my perfect goal is just a tap like this. That's the muscle memory for it. Whereas next week doing that could result in the player just like not doing anything, and then
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
have to learn to like hold it down for like that long and then release it, and
Of
that's gonna
course.
throw off everything that I do if that happens.
Mm.
So yeah, it is pretty good. You know, I'm not playing on PlayStation by the way, but I do have a PlayStation account, so yeah, I would love to. You know what? I would love to play 1v1s against people who follow us on the podcast. If anyone watching this podcast wants to 1v1 me and think you can knock me off my pedestal, even if you can't, trust me, I'm a gracious winner. But you know, if you think you can beat me, or if you just want to play a match with me and we can banter, um, you know, just shoot me a message on Discord, and I will accept the challenge. So,
Cool.
yeah,
Good.
that's basically it. I'm ready. I'm
That
ready. I've
sounds
got
fun. That sounds
PlayStation.
fun.
I've got PC. I've got Xbox. Choose your
Yeah.
poison. You know.
Mhm. Yeah, choose your poison. I like that one. Like that one. The mix, the
Oh,
mix.
so Raj,
Okay.
what have you
Yes.
been playing?
Yeah, I've been playing quite a few different games. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna stick to, especially since Nalo also asked me here in the chat what I
Mhm.
think about the upcoming. Well, we don't know so much, but the upcoming Battlefield game that is in its making as we're speaking,
Mhm.
and it's quite a few students that have gone together doing so. Not only Dice, and it's a bit of it's a very important game this time for Battlefield overall, since it has been doing that well when it comes to Battlefield 22 before and everything.
Mhm.
With that said, they released a bit of a um, I don't know how I've heard other people say it, and I kind of agree. It's a bit of we know that you're out there. We know what you want in a Battlefield game, and we're sorry that we didn't deliver that because that was the kind of teaser they released when it comes to. Well, it was I think it was music actually from Battlefield 3 in the background and
Mhm.
quite gritty old-fashioned Battlefield gameplay. I think it was also on a map from maybe Battlefield 3 or 4. And boots on the ground, soldiers. It didn't look so specialist operator wise,
Mhm.
and as you think when it comes to the trend that we've seen, also what they did in Battlefield 2042, and that also Delta Force has copied.
Mhm.
So as a as an old Battlefield fan, yes, I'm happy to see that, but I'm also by now very cautious. I don't think so much about it because we need to see more. We need to get the hands on the game,
Mhm.
and they have actually made it so that already. I think this is also a good thing. They're going to be quite early on with play tests in order to make sure that they kind of get good feedback from the community and the players. So you can actually sign up for this Battlefield 6 playtest through Battlefield Labs through EA.
Mhm.
It might be hard because I was just trying the other day. I was in a queue. I think I waited the whole day. It was 236,000 ish people before me in queue just to sign up. It doesn't matter that much. I can wait. But it's kind of, yeah, campaign is coming back too. Exactly, Nalu. No, I think from what I see, and I, I've heard some of the like developers talk, and yeah, it, it could be interesting. With that said, I have connected back to some of the older Battlefield games. I did not too long ago, at the beginning of the year, where I have this tendency of doing this series of going back playing older games. Played Battlefield 4, played Battlefield 1 also recently, which I think is definitely one of the best in the series. It's so freaking immersive. It's so yeah, it's a really, really good game in many ways when it comes to, as we were talking before, getting lost of the reality and getting
Yeah.
sucked into the game itself.
Go in the zone.
Immersive and yeah, and gritty on the battlefield and everything.
Mhm.
It was really fun to play again. One thing I
Mhm.
wanted to talk about because you mentioned eFootball, you played a lot, you feel that you're good at the game right now. And
Mhm.
I just said I'm fiddling a bit back and forth. Sure, it's FPS games, but if you're going to really play one game or feel that you are, like, how do you say, reach another level, you have to stick with one game
Yeah.
because the controls and everything, the drill. But that was not so important for me. What I wanted to say, though, one thing that I've missed, and we've talked about this before, nowadays, especially the new, like well, from Activision side, EA also, when it comes to, I also played Battlefield 2042. I never really liked it. They've done some good things
Mhm.
afterwards, late in the cycle of the game. But even so, that's the problem, that you can only chat with your squad or your team.
Mhm.
You can't talk to the other team, and there's no room or place when the game is loading in to actually have that kind of smack or trash talk or say you suck or whatever have you,
Mhm.
because you can't. You're not allowed to.
Mhm.
Now coming back to Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, keyboard warrior again. It's great. It's great, man. It's felt so what a relief to
Mhm.
actually communicate with people, and not only the ones that are in your team, but actually, hey, what are you guys doing over there? Is there a guy cheating in your team? Yeah,
Mhm.
that was just an example, but you know what I mean. So it means so much. The social value is not only to use perfect language, if you
Mhm.
will, and only communicate for a very short second or two with the ones that are in your actual team or squad. It's the whole community of the game. Also, those that are at least in that match on the other side, meaning the opponents. So, I really missed that because so many of the modern games, especially now in the genre of shooters that I'm mainly talking about, they are so um, how do you say? I can't really find a good word for it, but they are so restricted,
Mhm.
and because yeah, I don't know, trying to protect by using algorithms that put them in certain brackets because they're not good enough, and they're gonna I'm not playing the game or whatever. I don't know, that kind of stuff.
I think it's
SPMMEO,
limited is the way I look at it.
and that limited, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you. Right word. Perfect. I needed that. and and also likewise when it comes to talking. I mean, not so many people talk nowadays. Back in the days playing Halo, everyone had a headset. Everyone was talking. Now, not so much because they know that they can, get banned. So, I mean, of course you should be respectful. You shouldn't be racist. You shouldn't use names that are like yeah, in that kind of manner. But I mean, most people can actually handle this, and it gives
Mhm.
a kind of extra spice, if you will.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong. I think you know what I mean. I mean, we're both. I mean, even though I'm older than you, we've had the same experience when it comes to playing older games, and when you can
Mhm.
actually do this. I
Mhm.
really miss that. Yeah.
Good
So it was
banter.
nice. Yeah, it's a band and it was really nice psychologically to go back and play some of these older games. Not only because they are good games, because they are
Mhm.
really good, and that's also what coming back to Battlefield, what made the series as good as it has been, and hopefully also knitting back to or going back to the trailer, if you will, when it comes to a bit of a taste from the upcoming new Battlefield game. Well, then then uh, maybe that connects and maybe we see something that this year, because it will be released. They have said, EA has said, when it comes to the new Battlefield game, that it will be because I think they have another uh, way of counting like the gaming year. It's not like new year and then a new year. It's, I think it's from like March or April, so they say before April
Mhm.
next year, which has made most people to think that it's going to be released late fall, like
Mhm.
late October, November this year.
Mhm.
But we'll see. It's going to be more and more, and I will cover this. I will talk about it more also here in the podcast later on.
Sounds
So,
good.
yeah,
Sounds good. I mean, I would say as well, like this year has already started off. I think a good start when it comes to games. I think
yeah,
last year was
yeah,
was was a really good year for games, and I think this year is off to a good start for the most part. Like yes, there's some stuff that happens in games now that we don't like and are not really our cup of tea. But at the same time, I still do think that we have a lot of great games being released. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the year. Honestly, I'm looking forward to what comes
yeah,
out. I'm
absolutely.
excited. I saw the stuff about Battlefield and I thought, ooh, interesting. But at the same
Hmm.
time, when you see something, you just sort of like, I honestly, whenever I see FPS news, I wait for you to tell me what you think. That's kind of
Yeah,
my. If you
yeah,
don't,
sure. You
if
can.
you don't mention it's good to me, I don't even think about it. Like my mind blanks. But if you
Yeah,
come and say, oh, cute, like you gotta see this one. I think there's only one FPS series or maybe two series that you don't need to tell me about it. I'm already thinking about most of the time. Is if there's a sniper game, I'm probably thinking about it. I don't need you to tell me if I'll be excited for it because I like sniper. And I think the other one would be Metro. I think if there's a Metro game,
mm.
you don't need to tell me
Ah,
about Metro. I'm already in. You say no more. Like I'm down.
wonderful,
So,
wonderful.
but everything else, I wait for you.
Yeah, sounds good. So like, it's a good kind of strategy, I guess.
Yes.
We should keep it like that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
that's that's
buddy.
that's about it. We've got a lot of games coming out this year. I'm sure a lot
Yeah.
of people have a lot of games that they're looking forward to. As I mentioned earlier, there's that new Spider-Man game that came out on the PC. um, which is out right now for Spider-Man 2. I believe it's been review bombed because it's not very well optimized, which so far
Oh,
Sony has had very well optimized games on PC, but this one has not been one of them. So I think it's one of those
ouch.
wait and see games, which is great because it's going to be on sale. And then there's
Save some bucks. Mm.
a new Legend of Heroes game coming out, Tales from Daybreak 2. I believe that comes out I think week after next or something like that, if I'm correct. So it's like 2 weeks from now. And there's quite a few others. There's quite a few
Yeah.
other games. Like you mentioned, Battlefield. WWE put out their new trailer for their next game. MLB The Show put out their new trailer for their game. Everyone's dumping stuff, and my game is coming soon. And then the Switch 2 is coming out.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of people asking me, should I get a Switch 2? I'm gonna give my expert sage advice now. No, get a Steam Deck. So,
Sounds like a wise one. I
yep,
would say the same without not even knowing too much, but my instinct kind of tells me that the Steam Deck would be better.
get a
I
Steam Deck.
just want to also put in here when it comes to, sales and everything, since we're talking about Battlefield
Hmm.
and some of these videos has been doing well for me, and then I see comments, talking about sales that are going on right now
Mhm.
on Steam. You can buy Battlefield 1 for 199,
Mhm.
Battlefield 5 for 249,
Oof.
Battlefield 4 for 199, Battlefield
Oof.
3 for 399, and if you want to, even though I don't recommend, Battlefield 2042 for 899. That's like,
That's
what are we
good
talking
pricing.
about here? 13, 14 quid for like one,
Savings.
two, three, four, five very good Battlefield games. At least three, four out of these are really good.
Good
So,
savings. Good
yeah, it
savings.
is, isn't it? So that's nice that actually EA is doing this.
Mhm.
As I've said before, I very seldom see these kind of sales when it comes to Call of Duty and Activision. But well, at least
Because
whatever, good.
PC gaming is where it's at. I keep saying to people, if you're into gaming and you want to save money, I say this to to my family members, I say this to
Yeah.
friends, get a PC, get a Steam
Yes,
Deck.
definitely. Yeah.
You might in the moment might have to spend a bit more, and that just depends on you. If you really want to have certain features and all this,
Yeah.
you don't need a lot of those things. A lot of the things
No.
that people think you need to have on PC gaming is unnecessary. Like my
Yeah.
son's PC is just literally he doesn't have ray tracing or any of that extra fluff, but he plays games on it.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
he has a, I think it's like a 1060 or
Mm,
a
mm,
1650 or something like that. He has in the system. It's not very powerful, but it's powerful enough to run most of his games at
yeah.
1080p, which is
Mm.
all that he needs. His monitor is 1080p.
Exactly.
He doesn't need
Yeah.
anything more than that.
No.
And a lot of people think you need more, you don't. You can run stuff. My missus plays more now. Like when she's gamed recently, she's played more now on a laptop than any of the consoles we have in our house. And that's despite the fact that we've got Nintendo Switches, we've got PlayStation 5, Xbox
Mm.
Series, we've got um everything. You know, whatever you could think of, we've got it for the most part. But she would much rather plug my laptop or our laptop because she's been the one using it into the telly upstairs in our room and play on there. And she's
Yeah,
happy.
because if you think about it, like buying a new like Sony PlayStation, like 6,500 Swedish kronas or even more for a Pro edition or something like that,
Yep.
you get that. That's like 650 or $700 or something like that. You get a good you get a good PC for that,
Yeah.
and much more, in my book, more value because will get be able to play so many more games for
Yeah.
less price as well.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I don't know.
It's a
I think
no-brainer. It's a
yeah,
no-brainer.
I think so, to be honest. I
And
think so.
the thing with PC as well is that you save so much after the sale because even if some people say, oh, you know what, PC gaming is so expensive to get a PC and all that kind of stuff, but when you consider how much a game costs on a console, new games
Exactly.
on console are 70 quid. Like
Yeah.
that's standard now.
Mm.
Whereas on PC, new games are like they're like the old price is 49.99 or something, and that's it, that's new games. Old games you can get for like you just mentioned with Battlefield, you can get for like a pound or two or eight or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
you know. And there's always websites like CD Keys and Humble
Right.
Bundle and all
Yeah.
these other
Yeah. Of
websites,
course.
Fanatical, who all have sales constantly, like constantly. There's a
Yeah.
website called Indie Kings, right?
Mm.
IndieKings.com. I follow their website. They link to all the places you can grab sales from: Greenman Gaming, Amazon PC Deals,
Right.
Humble
Right.
Games, all this sort of stuff. And you just every now and then you come in, you click, you might see some stuff that you're looking for. Um,
Mm.
Formula One we were talking about earlier, the
Yeah.
last Formula One game, £8 something. You can't get it on Xbox or PlayStation for that price, but
No,
it's eight
that's
pounds
very
something on
rare.
PC.
Yeah.
It's super cheap. You could jump in and play.
Mm.
There's a bunch of sales constantly, and with these bundle sales, a lot of the times, you get like three or four different great games together as a good deal. So like right now on Fanatical, they have a deal where you can get Death Stranding, uh, Dying
Okay.
Light,
Yeah,
and
it's good
Deathloop
games.
all together for let's see. So they say if you get two games, it's £7.50 each. If you get three, it's £7.33 each.
Wow.
So on average, you're
Yeah.
saving a lot of money, and those are just three of the ones I mentioned. There's a bunch of other games
Yeah. Yeah.
in this bundle, yeah, that you could choose from
Mm.
basically to pick up. And so
Mm.
deals like this constant on PC. That new Spider-Man game, as I said, came out. It's 49.99. When that game came out on PlayStation 5, it was 70.
Yeah.
It was 70 for that game, and I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure if I go back on the PS5 right now, it's probably at the same price. See if
Yeah.
I'm right. Let's see if I'm right. Please don't make me look stupid. Please don't make me look stupid, Sony.
Nah.
I'm on the PlayStation website right now. It's 69.99, 70 quid for it on PlayStation 5. So why the hell would I buy it there when I can
Yeah.
buy the same game on PC? I have more flexibility in the PC. I can mod the game, so I can take stuff out of the game that I don't like, and I could put stuff in the game that I like, and I can make things different if I want to.
Yeah.
I don't really mod, but it's the option is there. For that price, for 49.99, that is a deal.
Hmm.
That is a deal. So for me, it makes no sense to buy a console now. I find it's
Yeah.
really difficult to tell someone, oh, go there and buy a console
Yeah.
because
No,
it's
I totally agree. I agree 100%.
mm, and
It's
even if you
mm.
want to consider like the controllers and all that, they all work on PC. Like,
Exactly, exactly. I mean,
why
there
do you
you
think this
go.
thing is on my desk? It plugs into my PC and I play games with it. I mean, my PS5 is over there, but at the same time, this
Yeah, 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 yeah.
works great with my PC and all the features, the haptic triggers and all, they all work.
Mm.
They all work. My Xbox controller works on the PC. My Switch controller works on the PC. They all work.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It's fine. Yeah.
So yeah, if you're thinking about that new Nintendo Switch 2, I would say wait and don't buy any new Switch. If you have money just to burn and you want to buy a new console and you don't have a PC, buy a Steam Deck or buy a PC, a laptop or a desktop or something, and relax yourself, man. It's gonna be good, great games in there. Ton of games,
Mm.
ton of savings. Will I ever get a Switch 2? Probably at some point. But it would probably be on discount, and it would probably be because some really amazing game came out for Switch that's not on anything
Yeah.
else, and
Yeah, exactly.
that will take some time because when I consider this past generation, how many games this past generation did we really need to buy a new console for? It's very few. It's
It's
very few
very
games.
few. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mm.
So most games have released on multiple platforms. Most of them are multi-plat right now.
Mm.
That goes for Xbox games. That goes for PlayStation games. Even Forza just released the PlayStation recently on the PS5. You can get Forza on
Yeah.
PS5 right now. So when you consider the fact that most games are going multi-plat, there is no reason to own a console unless of course you care about being in that ecosystem with other people in that ecosystem. But generally speaking,
Exactly.
if
Yeah.
I can get everyone I know to jump PC, man, I don't think I'll touch any of my consoles anytime soon. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's
so
true.
yeah, that's kind of it at the moment. There's so many things you could do with PC. One of the problems
Yeah.
I run into with my brothers on the Xbox, we're always talking about, oh man, like one of us is listening to a song and it's like, dude, you got to hear this song. And it's like, oh crap, we can't share music on Xbox. Ah!
Yeah.
I could do that on Discord. I could hop in a Discord chat and just put some music to play and
Exactly.
we can listen to it together.
Yeah, exactly. It's that easy.
It's that easy. So
Mm.
yeah. Anyway, we'll be on the standard forever if I don't stop.
Yeah.
So Rog, is there anything else? Or have we got a show?
No, I think we have a show. It's time
Okay.
to wrap things up,
Okay.
as we
Let's do this
usually
thing.
do. Now, again, it's great to be back here. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you had a good time. We had a good time, and I hope to meet you soon again in a week from now. We're gonna be here.
Yeah,
We're
definitely.
gonna be here, and enjoy the week, the rest of the week, and of course your weekend that is soon to come. And hopefully you got some tips when it comes to gaming. And of course, what kind of console or not console you're going to buy? A PC console, and also other things to watch when it comes to series and films. Especially today, we talked about films, movies. So, with that said, take care, have a beautiful week and everything, and muffin and out.
Mm.
Yo.
Beautiful as always. So with that, as always, guys, thank you very much for listening to this episode of That Beautiful Life podcast. It's been a while, but let's see if I can do this properly. You can find Roger at 40 Splish Blast. It's number 40 without SPLISH, SPLESH. He streams on a Tuesday and a Sunday. Is that correct, Roger?
Yes, sir.
Woo, I still got it. You can find me at LP Guidance, LBGRDIAN, Guidance.eu, pretty much everywhere else. You can find us at Simply Binge or at Simply Binge UK, all over the internet, all that sort of stuff, places. And as always, we wouldn't like you guys to miss out on any of the episodes of That Beautiful Life podcast. Many beautiful people like you subscribe to this podcast on Acast, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, simplybinge.com, and elsewhere. And with the confident they like it, I will give them it for free. So, as always, guys, this has been Cued. Be a pleasure. That's a wrap. That is the episode. I've still got it. You see, this is exactly what happens when I'm playing
Yeah.
E. I go in the zone, and then everything is just effortless.
Yeah.
That's what's.
Yeah, but this is as we were speaking in the podcast. I mean, we have been doing this quite a few times, haven't we? We
Yeah,
kind of know
muscle
when
memory.
to pass the ball, when to dribble, when to...
When to take that shot. Boom.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So,
A
okay.
good, clean wrist shot.
Now I need to find out if that plumber did his job. So,
True.
hopefully he did. I really need it to be
Let's
done.
hope that's the case, bro.
Let's hope. Let's